halfway through the week, Whitney.
Hump day.
Hump day, yes. And it's so funny. We walked in today and I was like, you got the memo. On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Pretty.
You know?
There we go.
You just have to. How you feeling this morning? Third day in the books.
Okay. I feel like it's hump day. Like I'm like halfway through it. I'm not all the way through it, but it feels like it's almost complete. So that's a really good feeling.
Okay. Well, I have to warn you. Tomorrow is Trivia Thursday, and the anchors are up 7-4 wins.
Okay. So
bring
we
your
keep
A
the streak
game.
going. Got it.
Bring your A game. We win,
Got it.
basically, is what we have to do. So, Thursdays are a lot of fun. Tune in at 6, our 6 o'clock hour. We've got Pet of the Week on Thursday. And then, of course, we've got trivia. I have a horrible streak of whenever Gary's gone, I lose. So, you need to bring the win.
I will not let you lose, Jessica.
Yeah, don't let me lose tomorrow.
But wait, you got to be honest with me. How hard are the questions? Like, do they really make you think?
They do. They do make you think.
Okay.
Honestly. What was one of the most random questions that we were out there? Oh, so like last week was all about the Jonas Brothers. And they asked like what year was their first #1 album released.
Wow.
And I was like, what? Somehow I guessed right. So
I'm thinking 2010. Did you guess that?
close.
Okay.
2008. Yeah.
Okay.
So now you know. The more
right.
you know. All right. Well, today's a very special day over at KARK and Fox 16 because it is our Food for the Holidays Telethon today. So this all benefits the Arkansas Foodbank. Some pretty startling statistics. This one's always kind of really important to do, not just every year, but more importantly this year. Arkansas is ranked first in food insecurity. So that means we are the #1 state, not in a good way, for all of the United States about people going hungry. So I know you went to the food bank quite a bit during the government shutdown. Talk about like the impact that you saw just from volunteers there, because this year's a little bit different. More and more people are needing help.
It is. I remember, I think this was 2 weeks ago we were live there, maybe 3 weeks, but busy. I mean, literally just busy. Boxes everywhere. Of course, I can say my assumption would have been the first time, my first take, like they don't run out. They just keep going and going and going. But even, Claire, who we just talked to, she was like, no, if we don't start getting more money, if we don't start, actually getting volunteers in here, we're not going to have much more to give out. But
yeah,
it was busy. Trucks moving left and right, a bunch of food cans everywhere. They already had like a bunch of pre-packages so families could come and pick up those. And it was just busy.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's wild to kind of see it firsthand. I mean, this is just, I want to take this video full because this is just volunteers. I think we went a couple days ago packing all of the food. And I know a lot of times we think, okay, Thanksgiving time, and then it kind of leaves our mind in a sense, because obviously like Thanksgiving, we're thinking about food for a lot of the time. But then you got to remember like the holidays too are coming up. You still got Thanksgiving family functions and family events. And just Claire said something really startling today was that families have to choose sometimes between heat in the winter and putting food on the table. Yeah. And that like really puts it into perspective. I feel like sometimes you're just, maybe you don't think about it. You're like, okay, it is a need. But when you think about like basic necessities like that and how people are having to choose between those two, donating just makes it that much easier.
I was, as I was going home yesterday, I told you, Jessica, I'm like in a battle. I'm always like home gym. Even just feeling a cold, it made me stop and think, I'm like, somebody has to sleep in this.
Yeah.
Just being able to grab something out the cabinet at home is even a blessing.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah. Just to give you guys statistics too, the food bank handed out more than 36 million pounds of food so far just this year to churches, schools, food pantries. So that's another thing, too, that you guys might not know. Like a lot of food pantries around Central Arkansas get their food from the food bank. So I want to go and see if I can pull this up because we talked to some of the volunteers just about Arkansas does what Arkansas always does, and they step up when there is a need, and we see that firsthand with all of the stories that we work on. So they've gotten quite a few more volunteers, quite a few more donations. I want to go see if I can pull this up.
You can see during the holiday season there were a lot more volunteers coming in. It's a lot busier. We've had a lot more donations, which has been really good.
Yeah, it's really awesome that they have so many donations. You know, we think about like how budgets are kind of stretched thin during the holidays. But what I always say about this is like, we talk about, there are so many like drives out there. It's like every dollar counts. But when you really think about like what we're doing here today, it certainly does. Originally, it was like $1 is going to go to 5 meals. You think about 5 meals, you maybe, if you're on the heavy side, you're eating 3 a day.
Right.
So that's like 2 days. But now Renaissance Homes, which is a local organization here in Arkansas, match that. So any dollar that you give today goes to 10 meals, which is wild to think about.
I also had another perspective. I was thinking to myself, you know, when we were younger, you know, your parents kind of handled everything, and it was just like you didn't really think much about things like this. You get older, and it's just like, oh, this is really serious. You know, like this is a real issue. The Arkansas Food Bank, of course, is always a big contributor, but like I never stopped to think how big the need was. So this telethon event that we do was so perfect.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to go ahead and put that number up there because we make it really easy for you guys. So that's the number to call, and we'll kind of leave that up through the rest of the show today, 501-340-4911. You can also go to our website, KARK.com, to answer. It's always a fun show, too. So, like, throughout the show, we will kind of toss to our volunteers who are taking phone calls. How were you doing today? Because I was like, oh, this is a fun show, Whitney. Because every time that phone rings, it feels like you did something to make it ring.
Listen, it felt like you were in sync. Every time you mentioned it, it was like, doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm like, she did it again.
She did it again.
It was perfect timing. But I like that part that every time we mentioned it, it kind of it felt like a different segment. It was like you got the active people on the phones. You got us pushing to it. So it was just really fun and energetic.
Yeah.
Just to get some of the people like Walmart who was in the building today.
Yes.
They're big contributors. They're donating back. So it's like, it's fun and exciting, but it's also all for a great purpose.
It is. And it's such a big need, too. This is not just something that helps just like a small amount of Arkansans. So we got some statistics like in our email from the food bank, like updated ones this morning. And I believe they said like 1 in 5 families don't know where their next meal is coming from. That's like 20% of the whole state population, which is a lot of people to think about. So it's certainly like a really big need. And it's not going to cost you much to help out people.
You've got 4 quarters. So you have 4 quarters. Four to make a difference.
Right? That's what I was telling you earlier. I was like, I'm sure we all have $1 in our, purse or whatever, or quarter somewhere that you can donate. It's crazy to think about because I was like, oh, I'll probably donate like $20, $10. That's 200 meals. Like 20, like how much you spend on coffee a day, right? Like sometimes you go, so you spend coffee, you get a donut or whatever too with it. It's $10. That could provide 100 meals for somebody in need.
And when you said it, every time we keep saying the numbers, it literally just puts it in more perspective to me, like 200 meals.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Isn't it amazing? It's wild to think about as far as that goes. I also am making it that much easier. Before we move on to our other story, let me see if there's that QR code for you guys.
Scan me.
Okay, so if you're like me and you don't like calling people, I've had to get used to it since taking this job as a reporter. You got to call people a lot. If you don't like getting on the phone, if you don't have time, maybe to like sit and give them your credit card information, this is a QR code, right? It'll take you right to the website. And honestly, I bet I could pull up how you guys do it. It'll take you right to the website. I'm going to leave this up for a little bit while I pull up the website. And we make it really easy for you to just donate and put in your information, click how much you want to donate as far as that goes. Obviously, it is a legitimate site. So let me see if I can pull this up. Let's go down here. Let's go take it down. Perfect. Here's our website, right?
There we go.
So you just go to KARK.com. You see this button. It says how to donate for the Food for the Holidays telethon. Click that. And of course, our internet's not going to be fast today. Come on.
It's coming. There we go.
It's going. It's moving slowly but surely. Hopefully, your internet at your house is a little bit faster than this goes.
It's going to move faster.
Yeah, I promise. While we get this up, let's pull the video back up. While that kind of loads in, I'll show you guys, but kind of towards the end of the day. Oh, here we go. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we're back. We're back in business. So it'll pull you up here. Obviously, one donation provides food for 5 meals. This is different today. This is going to be 10 because of a match from Renaissance Homes. They donated $25,000, which is just awesome. So all you do is you click donate here, and then it takes you right to the food bank website. You can give monthly or you can give once. Once is the default, and you just like type in $10, hit donate, and then will you donate $10 for a monthly? No, just say no, keep my one-time $10 gift. Put in your name, put in your email address, and then all the information. We make it that much easier to do. So
no excuses.
No excuses. I just walked you through the whole thing. You should be able to do it. That's what I'm saying. So, and even Whitney today, she was like, I saw her pulling out her phone, scan that QR code.
Jessica, you educated me. I didn't know. And we were sitting there talking about it. I'm like, it's that easy? Let me go ahead and scan it real quick.
Yeah. We could do it during our break. Come on. That's our during the break debate today. we're just donating as far as that goes.
That's it.
Okay. So we got to get to our trending stories, because now that we're past what you need to do and what you should have already done, if you haven't, do that now. I found this fun story.
Okay.
So, you like apples, Whitney?
Oof. Okay, I do. I do like apples.
You like apples. Okay. Well, there's a new apple on the market.
Huh.
And it's called, you got Honeycrisp, you
Right.
got Gala, you got green apple. This is called the Ludacrisp. This isn't a video of it. This is the only video I can find of apples, but I can't show the actual. Ludacris, the rapper?
That's why I looked at you like Ludacris.
Now it's called Ludacrisp, is what I guess there's this farmer.
Is it a different crunch?
It's a different crunch. Let me see if I can. So, where's this farmer from? I was like scrolling through it because I was just laughing at the what's it called? The comments on this. Okay. JP Pasillo is the owner of an upstate New York orchard. He told the Today Show that his grandfather first farmed corn, beans, and wheat on the land 37 years ago, and now, of course, it grows apples on it. So, family of apple orchards, if you want to call that. So he said, we don't do any processing, juicing. It's just all fresh. They've got Honeycrisp, Evercrisp, and now Ludacrisp. But the latest apple variety he mentioned is relatively new to consumers. And of course, the name stands out because of Ludacris, who's the artist, also in Fast and the Furious. So I think it's like a Honeycrisp, adjacent.
Jessica, is it something you would purchase?
Yes. Oh my gosh, how
Okay.
funny. Ludacrisp. And you know why I brought this up is because we were talking about all week, like that Starbucks is great at marketing. This is a great marketing
It
tool.
is.
People are like, I want the Ludacrisp apple. And if you guys know songs, I will not repeat them from Ludacris because sometimes he doesn't appropriate. But the comment says, move crisp, get out the way.
Oh, wow.
Like a
Move,
crispy apple.
crisp.
Yeah. Get
Wow.
out the way. Get out the way. They say bad words, but that's a better PG rated version. Move crisp. Get out the way. So a lot of people are going on social media and they're like, where can I get these? So far, none in Arkansas. Sorry, guys. I think you're going to have to go to New York to do that.
Wow.
So we're going to have to make a trip, I guess, to try and get that.
You find the most peculiar stories. This is interesting.
Isn't it wild? It's the first thing I saw on the Today Show website.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
And I just thought about it. New York, the Big Apple, the crisp apple. Hey.
You know what, Whitney?
I'm
You've
just
got it, girl.
saying.
You've got it. Okay. So buy a ticket, fly to New York, get the apples, and bring them back for us.
Back
I
those
think
apples.
Caroline Derby's going to New York this week, so maybe we can get her to
We'll put
bring
that on
some
her to-do list.
Ludacrisp apples
Yes.
back. Speaking of flying, though, I love these things. This is kind of where I got our during the break debate thing. The Today Show does this thing called Internet Divided. Okay, so we talk about flying a lot. Obviously, it's a holiday season. So there's this whole debate about the middle seat.
Oh, wow.
You get on a plane, no one wants
Yeah.
the middle seat.
Okay.
So recently, a TikTok user posted on a flight, essentially, posted a photo that was like, Getting a boyfriend is all fun and games until you realize you have to sit in the middle seat now. Then she passed the camera to her partner who was seated in the window seat. Okay. So the question is, and comments started coming in and they're like, why are you sitting in the middle seat? Like, shouldn't your boyfriend sit in the middle seat?
Okay, so she was sitting, her boyfriend was right there in the middle.
She was in the middle.
She's in the middle.
He's on the window.
He's on the window.
And like typically if you were to buy just a seat by yourself or like if you're the oldest sibling, the youngest sibling in my family, you get the window seat. You get to choose what seat you want.
Yes.
So people are like, why? Like sidewalk rules apply in this. You know, like they talk about sidewalk, like obviously the man has to kind of walk on the side of the cars. Does this apply? So the question is it okay to ask your partner to sit in the middle seat on a flight?
I'm sorry, social media is something else because are we seriously having a debate?
We're having a serious debate.
I guess
this woman says if a man makes you sit in the middle seat, he doesn't like you. On the flip side, others argue they will gladly take the middle seat because their partner is taller, while others say their relationship, they take turns. So I guess I think about it, right? So me and my husband, we book flights. Obviously, I love a window seat. He loves an aisle seat because he's taller. He likes to kind of put his legs out into the aisle, which you're not really supposed to do. But, you know. So we compromise. And like a lot of the times flying out of Little Rock, you have to fly 2 flights. Mm-hmm. So one of the flights, we get a middle and an aisle. And the other flight, we get a window and an aisle.
Okay.
So when we have a window and an aisle, I get the window, he gets the middle seat.
Wow.
And then when we have the aisle in the middle, he gets the aisle. I get the middle seat.
I thank you so much for your breakdown with your relationship. And maybe I'm thinking about this different because I'm a single woman and I'm just like, just sit down. Let's just go. But I guess it really does matter.
See? Take it from Whitney. Just sit down.
Just sit.
You know? So the options are like, okay, is it okay to ask your partner to sit in the middle seat on a flight? Yes, it's the polite thing to do. Or no, if you're in the middle, you're in the middle.
I mean, it sounds like from the comments and even from your relationship, I guess it just varies. I think this is one of those things that can just be a simple conversation. Like we walk on the plane and I'm like, okay, I'll grab this. This might be more comfortable for you. So we'll do it like that.
People get so worked up about things sometimes. So I'm going to say no. If you're in the middle, you're in the middle.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. 48% of people say yes, it's the polite thing to do. Move.
Whoa. Okay.
Okay. All right. I don't agree.
I don't either. I mean, I think it's common courtesy, but I mean, whatever we both agree on is what we agree on. Mm-hmm. But here's my question, because I'm thinking too, or maybe not every plane is the same, but I'm like, is there like 3 to 4 seats on a row?
There's 3. You're right. Okay. Usually, right? So it's like window, middle, aisle.
Right.
So if it's just 2 of you, you're either window, middle, or aisle middle. Or if you don't like each other, I guess you guys could put some rando in the middle.
I was going to say, judging from the comments, I think the safest thing to do for you and your relationship, just talk about it before you leave the house.
Here's a great idea too. Okay. My parents used to do this a lot because it's just me and my brother and then my parents. So we'd get a whole row and then the next aisle seat. Here's an idea. If it's just 2 of you, both get an aisle seat right next to each other, but like not next to each other. Right. You know what I'm saying? No, like the aisle breaks you down.
Right.
So you can not have to sit in the middle.
Right.
But you're right next to each other.
And you got enough room, enough wiggle room to sit around. You don't have to worry about the strangers.
My husband doesn't like me sitting by him anyways. We sit together all the time, but it's like, ooh, you're here. I'm just going to fall asleep on you.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's like, here we go again. But I get the middle seat because I'm shorter. I feel like that's only polite.
It is the common courtesy thing to do.
Yeah.
I love it that you brought the topic up because I'm just like, social media is always in a frenzy behind something. So the flight thing was an interesting take.
Yeah.
Especially with everybody traveling. It's the holidays. So range of the seats now.
Right? I will ask you this because, you know, as someone who has yet to have a wedding, I want to know your take on this because this is another one. Okay. Backstory. So this man and this woman are getting married. They're making their guest list.
Okay.
Right. Kind of small wedding, not too small. Oh, I'm sorry. They got married in a very small ceremony in Mexico. They said, okay, they made headlines because, this is Oliver Hudson. So Kate Hudson's brother made headlines recently for revealing that he enforced a strict no husbands rule when he and his wife tied the knot in 2006. Couple got married in a very small ceremony in Mexico. Ahead of the ceremony, he instructed his to-be wife to invite her friends to their wedding, but not their friends' husbands.
Huh.
So,
did he say his point? Like, was
he
there a
said
point?
he explained he's a pretty private person, and he came up with his no husbands rule because I didn't want to be introduced to someone at my own wedding. So here's what I'm curious about. The question kind of breaks it down. Is it okay to ban guest spouses from the wedding if you haven't met them? So let's say your friend or like the guy you're marrying, his friend has a wife and you've never met the wife.
I think that's bogus.
I think so too.
Like, huh?
Yes. So I'm going to say no, it's unfair.
Yeah, no.
77% of people agree with me. Good. Agree with us. Here's my way to get out of it a little bit. So I had a really small wedding. We did essentially, if you're not serious, like if it's just boyfriend, girlfriend, you don't get a +1.
I agree.
If that's your husband though, like
Well,
I can't expect a friend to come and be like, you know what, your husband can't come to my wedding, which is just wild.
it is. And
But if it's just your boyfriend, I can understand. Like I don't want your boyfriend in my pictures and then you guys break up.
okay, that's valid. Now
You
that's
know?
a different point because I was like, well, wait a minute. But you know what? I think it's to each is their own, and it's like whatever works for you. Now I did like your take, like okay, y'all are serious tie tonight. Even if you've got the ring on the finger and the plans are set, like okay, but your boyfriend who you're gonna kick to the curb in 5 months, no.
No.
And then you're gonna resent my pictures.
Yeah, you're going to resent the pictures. And I think a lot of people are putting these in place nowadays is because weddings are so expensive.
Exactly.
So when my mom got married to my dad, like they had a big old wedding.
Yeah.
And it was way less than my 30-person wedding was in 2025.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So their 1986 wedding was way, obviously. But they had like 200 people there. And I was like,
wow.
The economy is just not providing for a 200-person wedding right now.
It is not, honey.
So I can kind of understand where you're going with like, okay, I'm trying to cut guests here and there. But husbands and wives?
I think that was a reach.
I think that's a reach. I've heard.
And it kind of comes off, I mean,
Yeah.
not judging, but just a little weird.
Just a little
ticky
not
tiny.
nice, you know. We live in the South. You're from the South. It's just not nice.
It's not.
I've heard people,
Sheesh.
okay, don't invite your kids, which I can understand.
Now, the kids thing is definitely understandable.
Yeah, that's
But
understandable.
I'm thinking, like, did he really just want to be now? And I know women are very, you know how we are. I'm like, did he want to be around women the whole weekend? Like, you need some men, honey.
Right? I get his point where he's like, I don't want to be introduced to someone at my own wedding. But, you know, at the same time, you have family members of a like spouse that you're getting married to. And like sometimes you don't always get the chance to meet them.
You don't.
Like, my family lives out in California. So my husband met some of my aunts and uncles like once. So, but they're coming to my wedding because they're my aunt and my uncle.
Right. I was going to say, side note, especially during those family gatherings, we've got people spread out. So I'm just now meeting some of them too. Although they've known me my whole life. Sometimes I'm just now meeting them as well.
Right? So I don't know. I think husbands and wives is a little bit of a stretch.
Agreed.
As far as that goes. Okay, I want to get to one more thing. Let me see if I can pull it up. Because we talked about this today too. Cassette tapes. Oh, yes. Did you ever have cassette tapes growing up?
Girl, it was way back in early 2000s when it was a thing. And I remember it was like a little pink, I don't want to say it was even Barbie. I don't know. It was like a toy one. It wasn't even a serious one, but I knew what it was.
Yeah.
And my parents, actually, my mom used to have a car where she could pop them in.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I think the last like memory I have of a cassette tape is like I was in our church choir and like we had to practice songs and that she you don't burn it on a cassette tape. I don't even know how you put it on a cassette tape.
Either.
I know how you burn CDs, but not cassette tapes. Anyways, the reason we talk about this is they are making a comeback.
Wow.
Much like vinyl records did. That was one thing, like my parents, I don't know if your parents did too, like vinyl records are making a comeback. Like my brother wanted a vinyl record player.
Educate me.
Like the records.
Oh,
and
like
you put it on the thing and then the little dial thing.
Okay.
I all our older viewers are probably like the little dial thing. I don't know what it's called, but that little thing.
Okay, I know
that
exactly
plays the
what you're talking
record.
about. Yeah.
So apparently, I don't know if you've looked recently. Those record players, my dad has like a really old one that he was like, because my brother wanted one for Christmas a few years back, and my dad was like, these are like $300 for a good record player, and he was like, I have one from the 1980s I can just give you.
Wow.
But I think this is why cassette players or cassettes are making a comeback, because vinyl records have just got so expensive, and people want to be like the cool people. I don't know if that's how you see it too.
Retro-y. Yeah. There's certain homes, like I said, you go in and the vibe is very much early 2000s, and they've got things like this laying around the house.
Yeah.
It's just a thing. I guess like, and me and you were just talking about this, collectibles. Some people like to collect stuff like this.
You got to collect them because you never know when they're going to make a comeback. Honestly.
Wow.
I'm going to see if I can find the script here that we read earlier today. Here we go. So they're making a comeback. Resale prices are going up. So in cases, these old tapes. So if you have any old tapes, perk your ears up, listen up, because they're being sold for double their original price. I don't know what the original price is.
Me either.
I should have looked that up.
Not too expensive.
But hey, you could make some serious dough on them, which is good. So some younger customers interested in owning their favorite music feel like they have been priced out of vinyl, which I can understand that. So many modern artists are now taking note and offering tape versions of their latest releases. I've not seen this yet.
Whoa.
You know how sometimes like Taylor Swift will come out with a new album and she'll put it on like a vinyl record. Now, I don't know if people buy those to actually play on a vinyl or they
I thought it was just cute.
Yeah. Right? But it's like $20, $30 sometimes just to buy a record, but then you have a record player, hopefully. Okay. Don't be buying records. Well, I'm not one to judge, but don't be buying records if you don't have a vinyl player to play it on.
Because it gives like, look how cute. Press play on Apple Music.
Yeah. I don't get it. Actually, use the device. So this will be interesting. I have yet to see any like artists like Taylor Swift or something be like, oh, here's my cassette tape. Because that is something, like, next thing you know, Walkmans are going to be back. And, like, you had your, like, little portable CD player or with your headphones.
Or, like, if you remember, if it does get big, if you remember Radio Shack, it's been a long time. But the stores, like, I guess the cassette stores might start back opening up. I mean, what if we get to a point where we're walking in like we used to do Blockbusters?
Bring Blockbuster back. That is my biggest thing, too. And I will go on a tangent about that forever, is Blockbuster. I used to go in. It was like Friday night. My dad's like, all right, kids, let's go to Blockbuster.
It was like I don't know, it was the highlight of the night. It was exciting. They used to have a little section for kids. You go in, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, weren't those tapes made just like this?
Some of them were.
Okay.
So some of the, like, I think you could rent music, too. Oh, you're talking about VHS.
Yes.
They're bigger.
Oh,
but they look exactly like that.
Yeah,
but they're bigger than cassette tapes. Yeah. VHS. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of I think my dad still has all my VHS tapes.
If your parents have collectibles, I'll see you on eBay in 5-10 years.
5-10 years.
Y'all
I'm going to be like, this is the moment I've been waiting for. I have like all of the Disney movies on VHS.
Yes.
From when I was a kid.
And then I'll be the one in the background. Like, I was talking to her that very moment. She knew it was going on eBay.
I just know Whitney will be behind the scenes on the, hello, this is Jessica's phone line. How much would you like to spend on a copy of,
you know that.
Snow White.
Or a penny,
Seven
possibly.
Doors. There you go. There you go. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us today. We got to talk about Blockbuster tomorrow because that was some good times. All right. Don't forget to donate really quick. That number's still on your screen. 501-340-4911. See you guys tomorrow.
Hello. Welcome back to Coffee and Clicks on this
Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, halfway through the week. Yeah, and
Today's a cool day.
It's a cool day. You know why?
What?
You know why it's a cool day? We actually might see some sunshine today.
I know.
I got a report up in Clinton. It's sunny in Clinton, sunny in Batesville. So the clouds are clearing from north to south.
Okay.
They are clearing.
Well, they need to come on and keep on moving down because I need to see the sun because I'm sick and tired.
It's going to be special for everybody in Arkansas. But that's not the only reason why today is a special
day. That is
day.
not the only reason why. Today is our Food for the Holidays Telethon benefiting the Arkansas Foodbank. And we have a special guest in for Coffee and Clicks today. We have... Oh, let me push the right button. We have... there we go. We have Claire Tiffin here with the Arkansas Foodbank joining us. Thanks so much for joining us.
I'm so excited. I love Telethon Day.
It's
it just makes my day the entire day. I love answering the phones.
Talking with people, right?
Yes. And I love it that they're excited to call me. Normally it's the other way around and they're not super looking forward to hearing from me. So it's been great this morning.
Yeah, when they call you, they've called for a reason and a purpose.
Yes.
To open up the checkbook or debit account and give some money rather than you doing the, hey, you calling them, right? That's the other way.
Exactly.
Or they need the need for something. So you're able to, they're helping people right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have our telethon. We've been doing this for...
Before I ever started working here 13 years ago.
It was before you started working here?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
KARK did it long before KARK and Fox 16 were one group. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah. So before any of us were around here.
Nobody really knows. Actually, we tried to solve that mystery this year. The earliest picture we have dates to 1999.
Wow.
But it seems like in the early 2000s we didn't do it every year. That it was more like an every few year occurrence. So. Then we got serious in the 2012 to 15 era and have been doing it ever since.
Wow. I know every year I've been here.
February 13th, so it got serious right before I got here.
So every year you've been here.
Yeah, I think so. Unless we didn't do it in 20.
We did it in COVID year too.
We did it in 20?
I think we were the ones who answered the phones. Don't you remember we had to vote?
We did it in the newsroom instead.
Yeah, we found a way to still do it.
I came up and volunteered at night.
I do remember you doing that.
I came up to 10 o'clock at night. Now, I didn't get up because I get up at 1 in the morning to get here. But at that time, I only got up at 3. So that's the difference. So I was here till and I think I lived.
You lived closer.
Yeah, I did live closer then. in 2020.
Yeah.
And so, I was here till 10:30 and then went home and got about 3 or 4 hours sleep, which is what I get every night.
Yeah, exactly. What difference does it make for you?
But we did answer the phones in the studio.
Yeah. So here's the number to call: 501-340-4911. So Claire, just kind of tell us well, first of all, we have raised quite a bit of money today so far.
Just this morning, we've done around $8,000. Wow. We are thrilled too because Renaissance Homes is matching this year, so they're matching donations up to $25,000. So really, for every dollar you're donating, it's going twice as far because Renaissance Homes is matching it. So it's a great day. We got $25,000 match to me, and we're excited to get there.
That's exciting. So it's so crazy. We have the statistic that you guys can stretch $1 so far.
Yes.
How is that possible?
Yeah, what do you do?
I mean, do
y'all have a printing press over there and make more dollars? What is it?
Yeah.
We get that question a lot. So we have a fantastic base of volunteers. The volunteers are that's the secret sauce. They're our secret weapon. That's how we're able to stretch the dollar so far. We purchase food in bulk, and then when it arrives in bulk, oftentimes, especially produce and then things like cereal, coffee, they're free flowing. So it's just a box of coffee or a box of cereal, and it's our volunteers that put that into the bag that you'd see in a store. So with
okay. That's the video that we just saw right there. They were bagging it.
It's so great.
Okay.
So with that, the reason you're paying $4 in a grocery store is because they have a company and a processing plant that packs the cereal, labels the cereal, and our volunteers do that for us. So they are really the reason we are able to stretch the dollar so far. Yeah. And then we have great relationships with a lot of the people we purchase in bulk from. They know that we're a nonprofit, and so that helps keep costs low as well.
Wow, that's amazing.
Are there ever any companies, like grocery companies, food companies, that just give food?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Everyone that I can name. Walmart, Kroger, Brookshire's, Edwards, and then the other one people don't think about a lot is gas stations. If you have food on a shelf, you can donate in bulk. And so Come and Go is now Maverick. That company just bought it. They are also a really great partner and donate in bulk to the food bank as well.
I know. I never thought about that either. Can you talk a little about the need? Because the need is great right now.
This year's been really interesting. I've been with the Arkansas Food Bank for 2.5 years now, and before I started, COVID happened, and everybody always talked about the need during COVID, and that was a huge year for the food bank. We were doing 29 million pounds of food before COVID, and we hit 40 million for the first time during COVID and have stayed there.
Wow.
We did 41 million last year, and this year we've seen cuts to federal programming. So LFPA was a program that we were receiving $1.2 million in funding for through the federal government. We lost that program in September, and then the government shut down, and that created a need that we had never seen before. Not even COVID really compares to that.
Wow.
First, it started with 30,000 federal employees who no longer had a paycheck. And then when SNAP benefits were disrupted, we saw an extra 100,000 people in our service area who needed coverage. And so we went from serving 280,000 Arkansans to serving over 400,000 in the span of 2 weeks. And we at the Arkansas Food Bank and our 300 pantries are not equipped to deal with that amount of people. We really were standing the line. We were having really hard conversations with our pantries, and we were doing everything we could to raise as much money as we could for our community. And as we saw the need increase in ways that we had never seen before, we've also got to see the community respond in ways that we've never seen before. We had all of our volunteer shifts for the month of November booked. We did over $1 million in fundraising just for our disaster response alone. So it's been a really groundbreaking. It's an extent we've never had to do before, but we've seen some great response to that as well. But
it's amazing.
Even with the government open again, we have pantries that are seeing still 30 to 60% increase.
It's going to take a while, I imagine, for people to get back on their feet.
Not instant. It's not instantly fixed. It's going to take some time.
Yeah. I noticed too. You said the need and people have been helping and volunteering. I've never heard the phones ring as much during our telethon or during our show this morning that I heard today.
The phones have been ringing. The other big thing is people are scanning the QR code to donate, which has been great.
Actually have that.
Yeah, it's been a really, really great morning. We still got a whole entire day in front of us to donate. And then again, with that Renaissance Home Smash, even if you only have $1, that's $2 today. And that $2 will provide 10 meals.
Wow, that's amazing. So that's the QR code there on your screen. Scan that. And it's simple. You can just donate online. You don't even have to talk to anybody. So if you
maybe that's one success.
That might be right. You don't have to talk to people.
People like automatic online things. You don't talk. We shop. We don't go into stores now. We shop online. So we give online now too.
So that's an easy way to give by just scanning that QR code. So we're gonna have the food bank. You guys are gonna be answering phones all day until the end of our shows today at 10:30 tonight. So you guys, you'll be here. You're working in different shifts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll be here this afternoon. Nick is on his way. He's going to be the food bank rep from 10:30 to 4:30, and then I'll be back. I love the night shift. I think we have.
You're going to be here for the late shows too. Hey, you got here what 5:30, 5:15 this morning. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. I thrive on this type of energy, and then last year. I don't know. Keith Monahan will be here today again.
He's coming.
He's got some big energy. DJ Williams and Ebony Mitchell are joining us this afternoon.
Yeah.
We just have a fun time at night. I think we all are just super excited with how the day's gone, and so. Yeah, we got up to some silly things last year, and I think it'll probably be the same this year.
Some silly things like what? Let's talk about that.
We reached a point where we were like, let's get these phones ringing. So we made signs and called specific people we knew out. And so whenever the camera would cut to us, we would be holding up
I didn't know
sign.
that.
That is so funny.
Did you see it?
I didn't see that. That's funny.
So you put their name and number up?
No, I put just their name.
I
said,
so I'd be calling them.
It was my best friend's parents. So I said, hey, Ash and Cindy, give me a call. Was what the sign said, and so then we just held that up, and that's really fun too because we've told our friends and family and our supporters to tune in. So it's good to participate in that way.
I know in the years past we've had I don't know what group it is of boys from Catholic high school would come in and answer the phones in the early morning shift.
Yeah.
And they were on the phones and they would call some of their teachers
That's so
at home
funny.
before school and tell them to give. I don't know how these high school kids have their teachers' phone numbers.
I know.
But they did.
That's a good point.
I know, right?
Maybe they're coaches.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You get the coach's number for sure.
Yeah.
That's so fun. That is a lot of fun. Last year we raised what, $80,000?
$87,000 is where we finished last year.
Okay, so what's the goal today?
You know, I'm dreaming big. We've got this fantastic match from Renaissance Homes. I feel like we can definitely get into the 90s.
I think we
if it was any year to do 100,000, I think
we can
it's
do
this
it.
year.
Yeah, I think
for
we
sure.
definitely can do it. So if you're watching right now, scan the QR code. You can donate $1.
Yeah. And then it'll add up.
Literally donate $1.
So we have the matching grant from Renaissance Homes.
Yes.
For $25,000 up to $25,000. What if there was another company that came along and says, I'll do a matching grant? Can we get that in today before the day's done?
Yes.
Can the paperwork be done on that?
Yes, they definitely could. We actually do have one slot open this afternoon. So if you're listening and you have some free time at 6:30 and you would also like to provide a sponsorship for this event, we've got a spot for you. You can give me a call. The phone number for the food bank is 501-569-4315, and we can get you on. But yeah, and the other thing that we do for a lot of corporate companies, especially around this time of year, is check presentations at the food bank, and we give a lot of them tours too, so that they can see really how that dollar is being used straight to our programs.
It's very interesting too when you tour the food bank and like when you're in there, because it's so massive.
Yeah, you're actually talking to. Apparently, I am the best tour guide at the food bank.
Really?
That's my reputation.
Do we have a certificate showing this kind of certification?
Do you have like a tour guide voice?
But they do make me do
We're
the
walking,
HR
we're walking,
ones.
you know?
Yeah. I use a lot of hand motions, and then we all get to wear the orange vest.
Oh, that's fun.
Which people don't like the orange vest. I love the orange vest. It looks
that's fun.
official.
Yeah.
I think it brings like the color in my eyes out. I don't know. It makes me.
It
Whenever I'm in the
brightens
vest,
everybody
I look good.
up. Yeah, yeah.
I agree.
What would when people come tour? What do they say is like the most shocking thing that they didn't realize?
So the crowd pleasing facts. One, you get to go into our freezer, which sits below zero.
It's cold. I've been in there. It
Very
is cold.
They love that. So especially when we do school group tours, that is my favorite part because they get
kids
so
scream,
excited.
I can see that. I can totally see that.
Another one that I brag on a lot is our transportation team is fantastic. They, within our 33 county service area, drove enough mileage last year to circle the equator 9 times. That's 35,000 miles a month.
Wow.
That department also has not seen turnover in 3 years. We've had a few people retire after serving with the food bank for 13, 15 years.
Wow.
So that department really is our hands within the community. They're delivering the food to the agencies. So we go by the trucks, and I tell them those facts about our fantastic transportation team. Other than that, our volunteer warehouse is another one where people really like to see it, and that's where we process all of our donations that do not come in bulk. Okay. And the cool thing about that is we'll sometimes receive some really interesting non-food items. So we've received iPads donated to the food bank.
And do you sell them or something?
No, we send them to our pantries. So
they can utilize them
pantries,
somehow.
the pantries can utilize them, or we give them to our neighbors in need. So it's sent with the regular food donation.
Wow.
The iPads happened a few years ago, but
That's interesting.
The other ones we see now is like Dollar General. They've been donating a lot of non-food product, and it's like great because it's kitchen and cleaning supplies.
Oh yeah.
And those
things are expensive.
Yeah.
And so it'll be like the Tide Pods or like the Dawn dish soap.
Oh my gosh,
and
those are
Febreze.
good things.
So,
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
great to see. And
I think that's also something too. The food bank, you get good quality food from the food bank. It's not like knockoff things.
It's not all the dented cans.
Yeah, it's good quality stuff.
And a lot of that's because of our volunteers.
Yeah.
Every item donated to the food bank is quality assured. So our volunteers check the expiration date. They check to make sure it's not punctured. And that's why we give out good food. And that's part of the justice and hunger relief work is you want to give out good food that's going to feed the family. And that's what we do.
Yeah. What type of food do you guys prefer monetary donations versus canned goods or stuff like that?
Yes. I definitely say monetary, and it's only because of our bulk purchasing power. Where you could go to the grocery store and get a can for 75 cents, we can get it for 20. So by donating even that dollar, we're able to stretch that a lot further. And we have a fantastic food sourcing director who works really hard to forge relationships all over the country. And so we source food from outside of Arkansas. We have great relationship with Arkansas farmers who've been having a horrible year, by the way, and still donate to the food bank in bulk. So that's been something we've been really impressed by.
Is it rice more than anything that you get from the Arkansas farmers?
Rice, potatoes, soybeans, and then there are a few times we'll see like cabbage and leeks and things like that. Then we had some pumpkins and watermelon. Tomatoes over the summer.
Yeah.
That warehouse was filled of watermelon this summer.
Wow. I think it's very interesting. Very interesting. Can you talk a little bit about the partnership that you guys have with, food banks and food pantries? Because we always see food bank or food pantries and we don't really realize where they get their food from. But a lot of them get it from you guys, right?
Yeah. So the Arkansas Food Bank has 300 pantries affiliated with it. And basically how it works is we are like a bank. So we fundraise so that we can purchase food in bulk. We store the food and distribute the food to the pantries.
Okay.
We do not distribute the food ourselves. We do not have a pantry within the Arkansas Food Bank building, but they receive food from us, and that is how the relationship works. So we are the ones that have a lot of the relationships with like the grocery stores and the bulk providers. Our volunteers sort and pack the bulk food, and then that is what the pantries receive.
Okay.
The pantries, it's really different depending on the agency. We have some agencies that are open every single day. We have some that do distributions once a month. These are schools, churches, hospitals, and then some of them are they exist to be a food pantry, and they're a food pantry. So they receive food from us. Our truck drivers, who are amazing, deliver that food, and then they distribute it to our neighbors in need. And then our relationship with them, other than the food being provided, is training. We are a Feeding America food bank. We have a lot of the best practices in terms of how to run a pantry. The other things we do is quality assurance. Sherry Jones, as our chief programs officer, touched on that earlier. And then the really great thing about our pantries is they give us the boots on the ground work. They are able to tell us, this is what we're seeing in the community. This is what we're seeing with the government shutdown. This is how it's impacting us. And so they really inform us, and that helps us inform our decisions on how we fundraise, how we move the food, how we operate. So it's a really great relationship with the pantries within our service area.
The pantries, and you mentioned the service area. That is like, what, 30-something counties
33
in Arkansas?
counties.
33 counties.
Yeah.
So it's basically all of Central Arkansas start spreading to the other corners.
So we're all of Central Arkansas. Our northernmost is Independence County, and then we go down to the Texas border, the Louisiana border, and over to the Mississippi border.
So Texarkana, Miller County even?
So Texarkana is the Texarkana Food Bank.
Okay.
So they have, I think it's about 6 or 7 of the surrounding counties. But we have like Warren, which is in Bradley County. We have those 6 surrounding counties.
Okay. That's deep. That's way South Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't even think about that when you mentioned the drivers who have to I don't know why.
Are they your drivers, or are they drivers from the local pantries, or what?
So there are drivers, and then we actually have 2 other locations that a lot of people don't know about. So we have one in Warren, and we have one in Lexa, which is in Phillips County. They enable us, basically. Our location in Warren, they have great relationships with local farmers. They have a truck driver there that handles those 6 counties, so that we're not having to drive all the way to Warren every single day.
So it's a warehouse, and food is done there. You have volunteers there packing things there too.
Yep.
And serving the local pantries in that,
Yes.
in that 6,
so
7 counties.
Warren handles those 6 counties, and so those pantries are not having to drive all the way to Little Rock to receive
That
Arkansas
saves so
Food
much
Bank
money.
Yes, it
connection.
does, yeah.
And then they do have some volunteer projects there. We have staff members there. It's basically a smaller version of our current building.
Okay.
And then the Lexa pantry is very interesting because it is a food bank and a pantry all in one.
Oh,
So they have a warehouse. They have staff that are Arkansas Food Bank staff members. They have a truck driver that services the county surrounding Phillips County. And they also have a pantry there so that they can give out food. The Lexa branch is in our highest need area. Phillips County is our highest need county. And so it's really important for us to have a seat within that county and be able to serve our highest need areas without having either us to go there every single day and them to come to us every single day.
Yeah, that helps you guys spread things out a little bit. How can you talk a little bit about the need? Because you mentioned Phillips County is one of the greatest need there, but can you just talk about the need in general?
Yeah, so in Arkansas, there are a lot of things that make us really uniquely set to be number one in the country for food insecurity. The biggest we have going for us is high rural counties. We have a lot of rural counties, and because they are rural and there's no public transportation, that county is depending solely on the food available to them. Recently, we have seen a lot of the rural counties have their populations decreasing. A lot of this is because people are moving either out of the state or to Northwest Arkansas. But when people move, that brings businesses with them. And so we've seen grocery stores close. We've seen businesses close. It's not a great thing in terms of keeping people in those counties. Yeah. When those grocery stores close, you're looking at a 30 to 45 minute drive to the nearest grocery store. It's not in your town, it's in a surrounding town. And that creates a lot of barriers when you don't have access to transportation. It's another barrier too if you're working full time and have kids. You're having to pick the kids up and then drive 45 minutes to the nearest grocery store.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's all afternoon.
Yeah. So taxing. That's one of the biggest barriers we're seeing to food insecurity within the state of Arkansas. And then specifically in the Delta region, that has been a region that has been high food insecurity, high poverty rates for the last 50 years. It's really, really difficult. And a lot of it is because it is so rural and we're seeing so much population shift.
And it's getting ruraler.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's no incentive for business to open within those counties. And so with that, we are seeing food deserts be created and it's very quickly becoming an emergency, which is why the need has been so high, especially within Arkansas the last few years.
Wow. Well, if that doesn't make you want to donate, I don't know what will. So take out your phone, scan that QR code there on your screen. You can donate there. You can call 501-340-4911 until 10:30 tonight. We will be taking your calls all day long. And let's donate some money and help people out. The holiday season's also a big time when there's a great need. So
yeah.
All right, so that's about all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, and educating our audience on why this is just so important. All right, so be sure to donate, guys, and we will see y'all later. Thanks.